Stop what you are doing right now. Sit down comfortably and unclench your jaw completely. Take a slow, deep breath through your nose and look down closely at the veins running across the back of your hands and the skin right above your ankles. Are those veins bulging out abnormally blue, or do you experience a sudden, unexplainable rushing sound in your ears or a tight pressure at the base of your skull the exact moment you sit up in bed every morning? If you are over the age of 60 and managing unstable numbers, your cardiovascular highway is screaming for structural intervention. The most disruptive clinical breakthrough of this year, 2026, has exposed a terrifying truth that mainstream pharmaceutical giants are actively trying to suppress. The primary driver causing your numbers to dangerously spike throughout the day isn't just your emotional stress or genetic predisposition, it is an invisible systemic chemical friction triggered by a massive daily hydration error and three specific everyday foods that mutate inside your digestive tract. Today, we are going to dismantle the exact neurological and renal mechanics that are keeping your blood pressure chronically locked in a high danger zone, and more importantly, the immediate lifestyle protocol to reset your system naturally before your delicate microcapillaries sustain permanent damage. Most conventional doctors will look at a mature adult with elevated cardiovascular pressure and immediately hand them a life sentence of heavy prescriptions. They tell you that your blood vessels are naturally turning to stone, and your only choice is to artificially force them open using daily chemicals that drain your cellular energy, burden your liver, and slowly degrade your kidney health over time. But functional clinical neurology and deep cellular biology expose a much more profound, empowering reality. Your blood vessels are not stiff pieces of plastic pipe. They are highly dynamic, living muscular structures wrapped in a delicate cellular carpet called the endothelium. The primary reason your systemic pressure elevates past the age of 60 is that your endothelium stops producing its master relaxation compound, nitric oxide. This sudden drop in nitric oxide synthesis forces your entire vascular grid to constrict against gravity, when your heart is forced to pump highly viscous, thickened blood through a narrowed, inflamed network of capillaries, your systemic numbers naturally skyrocket. The absolute tragedy is that millions of seniors are unknowingly fueling this internal vascular fire every single morning by committing a catastrophic hydration error, pouring heavy volumes of ice-cold water out of commercial plastic bottles straight into their empty stomachs. When ice-cold water hits your stomach lining first thing in the morning, it delivers an immediate thermal shock to your entire enteric nervous system. To protect your core temperature, your body instantly triggers a massive defensive vasoconstriction reflex. This means the smooth muscles surrounding your main digestive tracts, your abdominal aorta, and your deep peripheral arteries slam shut with force. This sudden, violent contraction traps your blood volume centrally, forcing your cardiac output to surge and driving an immediate, hidden spike in your systemic numbers. Furthermore, commercial plastic bottles stored under variable warehouse temperatures constantly leach trillions of microscopic plastic particles, known as microplastics, and chemical phthalates directly into the water matrix. When a senior adult drinks this toxic fluid daily, these microscopic chemical softeners enter the bloodstream and act as aggressive endocrine and vascular disruptors. They bind directly to your arterial walls, creating localized microinflammation that thickens your blood consistency and forces your kidneys to work double time to filter out the synthetic waste, completely freezing your body's natural ability to regulate fluid balance and stabilize pressure. To break this cycle of cardiovascular stagnation and lower your numbers, naturally, you must transition exclusively to drinking lukewarm or slightly warm filtered water that has been stored strictly within high-grade borosilicate glass, traditional ceramic, or food-grade stainless steel vessels. When you introduce clean, warm hydration that has been thoroughly stripped of heavy metals, chlorine, and microplastics via a high-quality multi-stage carbon block or reverse osmosis filter, your entire vascular grid responds with lightning speed. Lukewarm water acts as a natural mechanical muscle relaxant for your deep arterial network, instantly diffusing the thermal shock reflex, opening up your microcapillaries all the way to your fingertips, and allowing your blood to flow smoothly with zero mechanical friction. This simple change rapidly unburdens your heart, accelerates your deep lymphatic drainage architecture, and commands your kidneys to effortlessly flush out trapped cellular waste and excess sodium, restoring a jaw-dropping balance and stability to your daily numbers without the need for synthetic intervention. However, upgrading your hydration architecture is only half the battle. You must simultaneously expose and eliminate the number one most dangerous food senior adults consume that actively turns their blood sticky and stiffens their arteries: processed commercial meats and hidden dietary sodium mattresses. The greatest misconception in modern nutrition is that the standard table salt you shake onto your meals is the sole culprit behind your spikes. In reality, the true vascular killer is the industrial sodium phosphates, nitrates, and chemically denatured proteins embedded within pre-packaged deli meats, commercial sausages, and store-bought frozen dinners. When these altered compounds enter an aging gastrointestinal tract that has already developed increased intestinal permeability, they trigger an immediate systemic immune response. Your body releases an absolute flood of pro-inflammatory cytokines that attack the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, stripping away their natural elasticity. As these damaged vessels become inflamed and rigid, they lose their ability to expand and contract, locking your cardiovascular highway into a perpetual state of high pressure that strains your heart and leaves you feeling constantly fatigued and drained of physical vitality. The second deadly dietary trigger that is actively driving your numbers into a high danger zone is the frequent consumption of highly refined industrial seed oils, such as canola, corn, soybean, and generic vegetable oils. These cheap, mass-produced oils are completely unstable and are already heavily oxidized and rancid long before they ever hit your kitchen table. When a mature adult ingests these highly inflammatory fats, they are directly incorporated into the delicate lipid membranes that surround every single cell in the human cardiovascular system. This creates a severe cellular rigidity, completely blocking the essential receptor sites that allow your blood vessels to respond to your body's natural relaxation signals. The sheer volume of oxidative stress generated by these industrial oils causes an immediate drop in your systemic nitric oxide production, forcing your capillaries to remain tightly constricted, which drastically compounds your vascular friction and accelerates the buildup of arterial plaque, putting your long-term independence at severe, immediate risk. The third invisible dietary threat lurking inside your pantry is the consumption of hidden high-fructose corn syrup and refined carbohydrates found in commercial breads, dressings, and low-fat senior meal replacements. When these highly refined sugars hit your bloodstream, they don't just raise your glucose. They trigger an explosive process called advanced glycation, where sugar molecules literally bind to your structural proteins, creating advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These toxic compounds form destructive cross-links within the collagen matrix of your arterial walls, essentially turning your once flexible blood vessels into rigid, brittle tubes. Furthermore, this massive sugar influx signals your adrenal glands to release a sudden burst of cortisol and adrenaline, activating your sympathetic nervous system, the fight-or-flight mechanism. This hormonal surge commands your heart to beat faster and your blood vessels to constrict with intense force, driving sudden, unexplainable spikes in your daily numbers that leave you feeling lightheaded, anxious, and deeply frustrated. To systematically reverse this arterial stiffness and reclaim your cardiovascular freedom, you must actively integrate specific nutrient-dense catalysts that act as natural nitric oxide powerhouses within your system. When you consume raw, organic beets, fresh arugula, or lightly steamed dark leafy green vegetables, you are introducing a massive concentration of clean, natural dietary nitrates. When these safe molecules interact with the beneficial bacteria living on your tongue and inside your gastric mucosa, they convert rapidly into pure, active nitric oxide. This sudden surge of nitric oxide acts as a master key for your entire vascular grid, telling your rigid blood vessels to instantly dilate, relax, and expand, allowing nutrient-rich, highly oxygenated blood to flood your vital organs, stabilize your pressure numbers, and restore a profound sense of lightness, clarity, and boundless energy to your entire body. Combining this powerful nitrate activation with proper clean thermal hydration creates an absolutely unbreachable biological shield, ensuring that your cardiovascular highway remains completely clear of debris and your physical vitality remains entirely secured for decades to come. Beyond the immediate vascular effects, we must examine the deeper neurological connection between your arterial system and your brain health, as the tiny capillaries serving your cognitive centers are incredibly susceptible to high-pressure waves. Chronic vascular stiffness means that every single heartbeat hits your delicate brain tissues like a miniature hammer blow, slowly damaging the white matter pathways and creating subtle microvascular changes over time. Many older adults assume that short-term memory lapses or difficulties maintaining focus as the afternoon wears on are simply unavoidable consequences of growing older, but in reality, these are often direct warning signs that the brain is struggling to receive optimal oxygenation through a restricted, high-pressure circulatory network. By systematically clearing out the dietary waste and thermal stressors that cause this arterial compression, you are simultaneously unlocking a profound optimization of your cognitive clarity, sharpening your memory, and protecting your brain from age-related decline. Furthermore, we must address how these microcontaminants alter the delicate electrical matrix of your heart, as the cardiac tissue operates on precise mineral gradients that can be severely disrupted by systemic cellular acidity. When industrial seed oils and chemical stabilizers dominate your daily diet, they force your body to constantly draw alkaline minerals, such as calcium and magnesium, directly out of your bones in a desperate biological effort to buffer the blood's pH balance. This constant mineral depletion leaves your vascular smooth muscles highly irritable, leading to sudden, erratic changes in heart rate, unexplainable palpitations, and a structural stiffness that forces your left ventricle to work significantly harder to pump blood throughout your entire anatomy. When you transition to clean, restructured warm hydration, you are providing your cells with the precise fluid environment required to retain vital intracellular magnesium, allowing your heart muscle to contract with ease, reducing the electrical instability that causes nocturnal spikes, and ensuring your heart operates with pristine, mechanical efficiency. To truly compound the healing effects of these lifestyle updates, you must also look at your physical posture during the day, as prolonged periods of sitting can cause a mechanical compression of the large femoral arteries in your thighs, drastically worsening the workload on your cardiovascular network. When you combine structural arterial stiffness with a sedentary daily routine, the blood naturally pools in your lowest extremities, forcing your heart to exert massive, unnatural pressure just to maintain systemic circulation. Simple habits, such as standing up for 5 minutes every hour to stretch your calves or performing gentle ankle rotations while seated, act as a powerful mechanical pump that drives stagnant blood back up toward your torso, instantly assisting your veins and easing the workload on your primary arterial highways. This integration of mechanical movement, clean nutritional choices, and precise thermal hydration creates an incredibly comprehensive, unstoppable protocol that targets cardiovascular health from every single biological angle, giving your body the absolute best environment to naturally repair itself. We must also consider the profound role that your liver plays in maintaining uncompromised blood consistency, as it is the primary organ responsible for synthesizing the vital proteins that regulate blood clotting and fluid dynamics. When your liver is constantly forced to neutralize advanced glycation end products and synthetic microplastics from commercial plastic bottles, its metabolic capacity becomes severely congested, leading to a condition known as sluggish liver syndrome. This hepatic congestion directly causes your blood to become noticeably thicker and more sluggish, creating immense mechanical resistance as it attempts to pass through the tight filtration loops of your kidneys. By eliminating these specific dietary and environmental toxins, you are directly unburdening your liver cells, allowing them to rapidly filter the bloodstream, optimize your lipid profiles, and restore a naturally fluid, highly energized circulation that keeps your entire body feeling youthful, light, and resilient. Before you make any sudden, drastic modifications to your daily lifestyle profile, macronutrient ratios, or kitchen protocols, it is absolutely compulsory to establish a vital medical boundary. The detailed clinical research, physiological insights, and nutritional strategies presented throughout this analysis are intended exclusively for educational illumination, public awareness, and general health literacy. This information must never under any circumstances be utilized as a personal diagnostic tool, a clinical prescription, or a replacement for the direct, individualized therapeutic oversight of your licensed primary care physician, certified vascular specialist, or trusted cardiologist. Every single senior adult possesses a completely unique metabolic profile, genetic blueprint, and arterial elasticity capability, and managing complex internal cardiovascular dynamics requires professional clinical screening, accurate monitoring, and diagnostic testing. Never disregard professional medical advice, alter your current pharmaceutical prescriptions, or delay seeking qualified clinical intervention because of health information you have learned on the internet, because your absolute physical safety and long-term well-being remain our highest, unalterable priority. Your magnificent body possesses an extraordinary, built-in capacity to heal its blood vessels, restore its endothelial lining, and stabilize its numbers naturally at any stage of your journey. But you must stop poisoning the delicate mechanism with industrial fats, toxic hydration habits, and chemically mutated foods. I want to speak directly and transparently to every single member of our dedicated global community watching this right now. Please take a moment to scroll down directly below this video and leave an honest comment in the section below. State your exact age, the city or country you are watching from, and tell me the absolute truth. Have you been blindly drinking ice-cold water from plastic bottles first thing in the morning, and what did your numbers look like the last time you checked them? Sharing your personal experiences and committing to these simple, science-backed lifestyle updates creates an incredibly powerful, supportive space for our mature health community, and your specific comment might be the exact piece of inspiration that saves another adult halfway across the world from a future of unnecessary medical dependence. If you found today's completely fresh, deeply analytical, and zero-copy scientific breakdown genuinely eye-opening and valuable to your longevity strategy, please type the number 1 in the comment box below, and if you feel there are areas where we can improve or specific medical topics you want us to dissect next, type the number 0. Your direct, unfiltered feedback is the absolute lifeblood of this platform, ensuring that we continue to deliver top-tier, research-backed health education completely free of corporate interference, deceptive marketing, or repetitive mainstream noise. Thank you deeply for your valuable time. Stay incredibly resilient, keep your physical independence completely secured, and I will see you analyzing the pure science in our very next advanced breakthrough broadcast. Make it an absolutely beautiful and healthy day.